Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and this video is brought to you by the release of Robots at Midnight by Finish Line Games and Snail Games USA. I've been playing the game for a little bit, and it is a brand new action RPG that is now available. And the developers Finish Line Games have actually worked on Scully. That's a game that came out back in 2020, and prior to that, they did a game called Maze, and that game was received really well. Robots at Midnight, I would see as their most expansive game yet, an action-adventure, Souls-like RPG with some pretty cool, unique mechanics, and as I have said in previous videos, when it comes to the Souls-like genres, this is a genre with a lot of competition, a lot of marquee games, and just a lot of games coming out left, right, and center. It is really all about differentiating yourself, and I feel like Robots at Midnight, from an aesthetic standpoint, definitely does set itself apart, being more of a charming action-adventure. Think of a game like Another Crab's Treasure, in that it's not this dark, grim experience, even though a big element of the game and one of the mechanics of the game is this midnight aspect to it, where the robots will be different and the challenge will increase even more. And by the way, there are two difficulty options, so if you want an easier option to go through, you will have that as well. But as far as visual aesthetics and atmosphere goes, a more endearing game, so to speak, than some of the other Souls-like games. And those Souls-like games work for what they are, but in terms of differentiating yourself, I think Robots at Midnight has quite a lot of mechanics and presentation choices that set itself apart. Now, the game itself will have you bash through gangs of hostile robots and corrupt bosses in a stylish and punchy action RPG. You play as Zoe, a scrappy, agile hero. You'll search for your past while fighting for the future. And the initial portion of the game, Zoe comes across as a fairly likable character within the context of the world that you're in. Not a super mature character by any stretch of the imagination, but as far as a more feel-good kind of Souls-like protagonist, I feel like Zoe fits that criteria pretty well. And a little bit of background from the developers. This is a passion project built by a very small but mighty indie team based in Canada. Every pixel, mechanic, and beat reflects handcrafted care, perfect for showcasing something fresh and heartfelt. It's a love letter to immersive storytelling and stylized action. There's a retro-futuristic art style here as well, visually striking and deeply atmospheric. The game blends classic sci-fi vibes with bold modern design. Think something akin to Blade Runner meets heavy metal album cover, and I think from a presentation standpoint, it really sets itself apart. And oftentimes, as somebody that's not super into the genre but has played a lot of games within the genre, for me, what sets themselves apart is the presentation choices, is the narrative backdrop, is a lot of the aesthetic and stylization choices, and Robots at Midnight has that in spades. It's an original score within the game and a great soundtrack as well. The game's music isn't static. It actually evolves based on your gameplay. If you enter a boss fight, descend into a dark run, or trigger a key story moment, the music will respond at real time as well. It's a retro-futuristic action RPG set on the ruined planet of Yob, a luxury world that now left in decay and haunted by the machines once built to serve it. After 20 years in cryosleep, Zoe wakes to find a world she barely recognizes. To survive and to save what's left, she must track down her missing father, lost during the cataclysmic event known as the Blackout. Along the way, she'll take on gangs of corrupted robots, confront towering bosses, and uncover long-buried truths about Yob. Just be home before midnight. It's combat with fluid movement. Harness the power of your space gauntlet, the MIT, an old world tool built for space exploration, now repurposed for survival. Launch off enemies, soar through the air, and smash through bots with momentum-based combat that keeps you constantly in motion, whether exploring or in the heat of battle. Fluid traversal is your greatest weapon, and you'll have a variety of different encounters as far as enemy types, but also the element of the game getting more challenging as dark descends adds another layer to the combat as well. Find your rhythm, sharpen your skills, discover what you're really made of. And whether you're new to action RPGs or a seasoned fighter, Robots at Midnight adapts to your playstyle. There's a hero mode that offers a more forgiving, a story-focused experience, while Master Mode is for those of you that do want the more daunting and challenging experience that brings high-stakes intensity for those seeking a true test of reflexes and strategy. I was playing the game on the hero mode, so, I am more about more chill experiences, and with Robots at Midnight, the vibes of the game, for me, is what I wanted to get the game into. Now, if you want more of a challenge, that will be there, and the hero mode still offers a bit of challenge, but certainly it's not going to be that brutal, difficult, Souls-like action gameplay that some of you are familiar with. You guys already know how I feel about difficulty options in games like this, these action RPGs. I am all for it. Look, give me the option to play at a more challenging difficulty, and if I want to go that route, great. But if I want to take it a little bit easier, that is more up my alley these days. Explore and uncover hidden lore. Waking up on a ruined planet is just the beginning. Step into Zoe sneakers and investigate the world around you. Discover lost technologies. Piece together the story of the downfall of the world and decide your place in a future that moved on without you. And the background and uncovering the history of the world is one of the key elements to the story background. Now, while playing this game, certainly you're not going into it expecting this big budget AAA experience. As I was playing the game, I was like, you know, a $29.99 price point for a game like this would be really ideal. And we've seen some of these cheaper price points really click with a lot of people with some of these $50 games that are obviously a little bit bigger, but Robots at Midnight, I thought a $30 price point would be quite good for the style of game that it is. Well, it actually dropped and the price point's at $19.99, which I think is perfect for a game like this. Actually a little bit cheaper than I expected, but I think if you want something that's more of a charming action RPG, a charming Souls-like experience, that's not going to be the most expansive game in the world, but still has some depth and nuance to its gameplay. I think they got the price point absolutely right as far as that's concerned. And while the game is not Steam Deck verified, it is going to be a game you'll be able to play on the deck no problem, with minimum requirements of an Intel Core i5-8400, a Ryzen 5 2600, 16 gigs of RAM, a GTX 1060, and RX 580 equivalent. Recommended is a Core i5 11400, Ryzen 5 5600, 16 gigs of RAM, RTX 2000, or ARC A750 or better. And also, you've got the typical Souls-like elements here. You'll have a variety of better gear to get, you'll have your upgrade options, and more depth to the game. And I think the key takeaway for Robots at Midnight is that price point. It would be one thing if this was a $40 game, which I don't think would have clicked. However, if you're a fan of action RPGs at the $19.99 price point, I think they really got it right, and something a little bit more charming, something that has the good vibes, because while it does have a lot of those elements of Souls-like, I feel like, much like Another Crab's Treasure, it found that balance of being, yes, you could play it more challenging, but at the same time, you have that Souls-like style of action RPG gameplay, the upgrade routes, a cool mechanic with the midnight element as well, and it can get a little bit more challenging, but also it is kind of a soothing and more relaxing game on top of that. It is going to be a little bit on the shorter side, but the price is akin to that at the $19.99 price point. And you've got a solid soundtrack to go with that, and if you want that type of game where you can come home from a long day at work and still have a feel-good kind of game, or you could go the other route of playing it at the more difficult option and still get a worthwhile title there. Certainly, if you're remotely into action RPGs, give this a look. You can play Robots at Midnight now, available on Steam as well as Xbox. You can check it out there. You'll bash through gangs of hostile robots and corrupt bosses in your journey in a very stylish and punchy action RPG with a likable main character. An indie gem here for you guys to check out. Check out the link in the description box below, and thanks to the team for sponsoring this video, and check the game out for yourself. And at that $19.99 price point, I think they slam dunked it as far as that's concerned, and a solid action RPG to keep an eye on and pick up right now. Again, link in the description box below. But that's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. A super easy game to run, stylish visual style, a good soundtrack, and an accessible game with depth and nuance and some interesting mechanics in it as well. And whether you want to play it easier or more difficult, that option will be up to you. Check out the link in the description box below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.